Hello, welcome to my introduction of quantum astrology. It's part 3, and it's so nice to be here. Thank you for this opportunity. And I love this. It's this Zoom meetings. It's a great concept, Linda and Wanda and all of you creating this to spreading astrology all over this world, and in my perception it's growing and growing. I plan to continue introducing quantum astrology, short presentation, then go into today's chart and also covering the shooting in Las Vegas. So hang on, we are going cosmic because this is quantum. This is the combination between quantum physics and evolutionary astrology. And what that means is deep. It's infinite possibilities. Quantum physics, it's about the quantum field that surrounds us everywhere, here inside us in the universe. And our reality is made up by when we break down the waves of this infinite possibilities. So it's our perception, our quantum computer, our heart, mind, body that makes up our individual reality. That's symbolized by Uranus in late Aries, the quantum I am Aries, and the quantum room Uranus. These symbols, it's so real and it's so energetically aligned with life, and it's so giving me so much hope, and I'm so glad to be in this community and to doing more and more astrology in my life. I am teacher. I live in Sweden, not far away from Simon, that made a fantastic presentation about Pluto Capricorn and the healing. He lives around 3 hours from me. I have to go and visit him. I'm coming, Simon. I'm coming. So this world is in many ways very tough for us and has been for a long time during this patriarchy. But I hope I can give some hope for me and us. And this first point here, we make up our own reality. And that is so hopeful, because that means that we can change our own reality also. We can free ourselves emotionally, symbolized by the moon and Cancer and all the water sign, the connection with source. And it's not easy. And we're doing it for not only ourselves, we're doing it for this world, this beautiful earth, and for other beings here that are not right now interested. They are in the fear state, in the that evolutionary state. But it's possible. It's really possible. Just the fact that it's infinite possibilities and we make up our own reality. Okay, how to do it? Then in my world, in my life, astrology has helped me so much, especially the last years, especially the last year. And I have done extremely lot of inner healing with my inner child. I have a natal Cancer that is enormous in the 10th house. And so to survive here on earth, I have been forced to take care of my own, like Simon said, to take care of my own suppressed emotions from childhood and from also past lifetimes and from other star systems. Because I now realize that I'm a starseed, I'm coming from other origins. I have had many lifetimes there, and that knowledge has been in me for a long time, but it has been fearful to share and not very appropriate either, because the world hasn't been available for this knowledge until now. We have now risen our frequency so much, so we more and more can welcome me and others that are here to help Earth in this process of ascension. And I'm very, very grateful for that. It's like, it's my life path. And you know, when you go on a soul mission and you are restricted, put down, it feels really awful. And then when you're freeing yourself, you're coming out, it's so wonderful. So that's my personal, and for me, astrology, this is my personal, of course, perception. And it's always is, it has to be, and it has to go through our bodies, through our mind, heart, bodies, through our cells, the knowledge. And that's what I try to apply in my life also as a teacher with my students, to really give me and them the love that we are. And we can manage that. And we'll see what happens in this coming years here. The quantum astrology, it's also about to be able to go to other dimensions. I'm not claiming that I can, but I'm on the binge, what you say. I'm feeling it. It's possible, and I'm nearly there, I think. And the thing is that we have been so stuck in this three-dimensional life with Saturn, Kronos, time, and the reality from Saturn and Capricorn, and this patriarchy and this system. We have been so restricted in that mode. So now is the opening to free that and to really come into other dimensions and other timelines. And of course, people speak about higher dimension, and I do that also. And that's the love, to come to the fifth and higher dimension. And as an extraterrestrial being, a starseed, a royal starseed, as I am, I'm used to that higher frequency. So it's very, very tough to live here on Earth, really. It's frankly a hell many times. But I'm now integrating more and more of my own density that's suppressed, and then it's easier when the frequency arises. So we have this opportunity to grow, and that's the soul evolution, and that's Pluto. And to do that, we need to take care of ourselves. And Simon brought up this about the electrical system, and that's so very important. And because everything is electromagnetic waves, everything. And it's the quantum field that's also compressed charge. And just today, one of my favorites, Dan Winter, brought up a video on YouTube that he showed. It's Dan Winter with double V, and he spoke speaks there about to measure ascension with physics, to just see what is ascension. And he and Nassim Haramein and others, there is a model now in physics, not the mainstream physics, but in those alternative physics, they have a model of the electrical system, what is happening when we ascend, that only spiritual leaders have spoken about so far. And that's really, really promising also, because when you can measure, you can also individually correct easier. And there is an equipment that Dan Winter is selling to measure the heart bliss. Because according to him, everything is about the heart to make it in a state of bliss, of love. Then you can travel to other dimensions, to other timelines, and to break free of this system within. And it's not expensive at all. So check up Dan Winter. I couldn't see I can put it in the comment below what that video was. It's a little technical. It's a lot of physics. I love physics, so for me it's wonderful. I have to check that more. It's a lot about sacred geometry also. And it's so fantastic that the DNA is following the golden ratio. If you have heard of, I think you have heard about the golden ratio. You got to, otherwise check it up. And it's the growing, and we are right now updating our DNA. And it's an informational codes, and it's coming via Uranus in late areas, also connected with the Andromeda galaxy, because Uranus is exactly at the Andromeda galaxy. And Linda, perhaps you can bring up today's chart. Yeah, so this self-knowledge there we have Uranus retrograde, giving this information, and this wonderful grand fire trine going on forever and forever between Uranus there and the North Node in Leo, the heart connection, the royalty that we are, the expression, and Saturn now direct and coming up to galactic center very soon. It's only 4 degrees now from galactic center. Of course, we have a full moon, don't we? Yes, we have. And first, when I saw this, it took some, I think it was yesterday or something, I checked it more, that 4th house right now. Wow. That's also why I asked Simon about Cancer, because 4th house is connected with the Cancer, the home, our home. So right now in this moment we have Mars, Venus, Mercury, Sun, Jupiter in the 4th house. Jupiter is in the cusp of the 5th, soon going into Scorpio. And the full moon then we have in the 10th house, Chiron retrograde, Osiris retrograde, and the moon and Uranus. So it's this again. The 4th and the 10th house, the Cancer, the Capricorn axis, the integration, the 0 point between our home, our innermost vulnerable, the 4th house energy, and our reality, our life path, what we do, what we manifest, the 10th house here. And we have this oppositions, of course, the full moon, and it's Mercury with Sun, so it's mentally amplified, and Mercury that's taught. So I'm very much in for Osiris, Isis, and Thoth the knowledge that they share for us. And Mercury, it's also the ruler of Virgo and Gemini. And in Virgo there is Mars and Venus, and they are exactly conjunct each other now. So it's the divine feminine, divine masculine, and it's a lot about healing, because it has been several thousand years with this patriarchy, and that has created so much suffering for so many. So now it's the time when we heal it. And what do we see if we check opposite Mars and Venus? We have Chiron, wow, in late Pisces. It's the healer, the wounded healer, and it's healing of the spiritual wound in Pisces, all wounds, and now also the masculine feminine wounds. And isn't it magical that our personal planets are traveling here, and they have gone over opposition to first the South Node, and conjunction with the North Node we had that magical total solar eclipse, that Leo period that changed so much here on Earth. It's a real shift in paradigm. And then they come, Sun, Mercury, and Venus and Mars, then come an opposite Neptune, retrograde. The connection with the source, with our spirit, and retrograde Neptune, revealing the false illusions in us and the false leaders. It will continue that. We have that Neptune-Pluto sextile, and that is really a portal to our abilities, our psychic abilities. And it's also giving us, if we can see in Libra here, the sun, if we can see the justice, the fairness, the good, if we can learn to discern what is good, what is not good, we need to do that, especially in the spiritual communities. And we need to be very, very firm in our own perception, in our own truth. And that's Moon and Osiris and Uranus in Aries. Because if we are not relying, trusting on our own connection, our own truth, it's chaos. And the way goes through our own individual perception, and it goes through our body, through our cells, the way to ascension. And it will be more than even it has been now hurricanes, it's been catastrophes in Asia, it's now the shooting in Las Vegas. It will come, times will change, because this is such a magical time. And when things are very catastrophic, it's cataclysmic on the outside, it's so important. I hope you understand the importance that we heal ourselves so we can trust in ourselves and not in anyone else. Everyone has the possibility to create its own reality, and we need to do that. We can't anymore go in others' footsteps. That's for me, this chart speaks so much about that. And it's also in this Libra, the relationships, and perhaps you can see that I have been through 3 divorces. They have been cataclysmic, all of them. I have such a fantastic daughter. Now my last divorce was only 2.5 years ago, but I have a 6-year-old daughter that is called Stella, and I'm a very, very caring father with my cancer. But the good news for me is that I'm healed so much in myself. So also Stella's mother is thriving. It's not up to me, but the energy field that brought us down are restored. We can both grow now that we couldn't in the relation. And I know for my part, I am a natal ascendant in 0 degrees of Libra at the supergalactic center there. And I have Sirius there also, the asteroid. I have a big Cancer with 6 energy, that's extreme Cancer. And I'm a Gemini. So, and I have a flipped houses. So Cancer is my 10th house and Capricorn is my 4th house. So I have, in all my life, I have been adapting and searching for approval from outside. And that's not working in a relationship. I understand that now, finally, after 3 divorces. And it's this relationships also, it has to be changing from this only 2 persons that is limiting each other, in my opinion. If they are, and most are, it's so hard to grow in this ruling patriarchy when you are limited to the norm of 2 persons, 1 male, 1 female, to live in a family. We need to open up, and the world is doing that now, to more types of relationships, but also to be able to share with other than our partners, to have close friends and to grow. And the partnership is about growing. It's a false security if you limit you in a partnership. It's totally not going to work anymore. If you can grow, both can grow in the individual and then connecting, then it's working. But we need to heal and restore this part of our world, and that's a huge part. And what I also really wanted to share with my experience of 3 divorces is that when you are in the midst, as some of you perhaps are that listen to this, if you are in the midst of that challenge, just take care of yourself, your emotions, and heal yourself in that period. And remember that it will pass. You need to go through this to find yourself, because these most extreme challenges is the real gold. These 3 divorces and the health issue, my 6-year-old daughter has a very big issue with her throat. These are the most what can I say, evolving parts in my life ever. Now I can see with compassion, love to this, what has happened. But you can't do that when you are in the midst of a challenge. But remember that this is the goal. That's why we are here, to transmute these tough experience that we have suppressed in ourselves. And there's also a mind control system here, a fear control system. Since many, many years, we have been manipulated, we are manipulated. We need to free ourselves to not be in this fear state. And by this resistance from outside, from partners, from the cataclysmic occurring situation, we can grow inside. And that is the meaning. So it's the path of the ascension, of the evolution on earth. So I hope that you can be kind to yourself, because self-love, kindness is making this heart opening that we need. We have Jupiter there also, opposition to Uranus, so strong. Jupiter, the wisdom, the expansion planet, the ruler of Sagittarius, where Saturn is in an opposition. We can see that from the outside, but also in ourselves, and it's driving this grand fire, trying to spin. And spinning, it's really important knowledge to know that our DNA, our cells, our world, our planet, Earth, galaxy, everything is spinning. We need to learn to spin more to evolve. And you can listen to Dan Winter if you want to check that a little more. Let's see if it was something more. I have some headlines I want to bring up. Of course, this is also an opening to other star systems, as I spoke about earlier. We have South Node in Aquarius there, the quantum room Aquarius, and the South Node, our past, our home, our origin. And it's, for me, it's from the star system Lyra, I believe, and also Aldebaran, the royal fixed star Aldebaran. I have it marked as a fixed star there at 10 degrees of Gemini right now. And I give starseed readings if someone is interested. And how do you know if you are a starseed? You can feel it, absolutely. But it's so hidden, and it's by meaning hidden. And what you can look up as a tip is to check the galactic center, 26 degrees, 27 degrees of Sagittarius, supergalactic center, 1 degree of Libra, great attractor, 14 degrees of Sagittarius, the 4 royal stars, Regulus, Aldebaran, Fomalhaut, and Antares. Check those, also check Sirius, Vega. Pluto is nearly at the fixed star Vega right now in Capricorn. I think Vega is around 1530 in Capricorn, and then Sirius is opposite in Cancer. Check if you have natal planets conjuncting or opposing these degrees. Not more than 2 degrees orb, 1 2-degree orb. And mainly it's the personal planets, that is the starseed markers, and it's Sun, Moon, Ascendant, MC, and the Moon's node are most important. But then if you see that you probably are a starseed, if you feel that, you can take a starseed reading, or you can check in with your own intuition, your own astrological knowledge. You can connect every of your planets with the fixed stars here. And that gives a new knowledge, and for me it's new. I had my awakening when the sun was at Pleiades, that where my moon is 29 0 degrees of Gemini. So it's very new for me, but it's so big to know that I'm here on the mission, because I felt that all my life, really, all my life. And many here are from Pleiades. It's around 18th, 19th of May, and also from Sirius and from other star systems. We are here to assist, to help this Earth with the vibrational healing, with emotional knowledge, and much more. So it coming inventions also, it coming knowledge like Dan Winter about what is this about, this life, this soul evolution. And it's hands-on knowledge. And it's, for example, we have gone through Virgo season here, and we have now Mars and Venus there, conjuncting the IC, the cusp of the fourth house, our home. Electricity. It's blessed because we are electrical beings. We have this electromagnetical waves that we break down. But that means also that we are sensitive to electrical fields. It's not good to have too much electricity around yourself. And me, for example, I have a special Aries technology that you can buy that makes all my electrical equipment softer for the body. It's making the waves round, so the cells in the body are not affected in the same way. It's called Aries technology. I can give you a link in my comment also. It's not that very expensive, so I have it on my mobile, on my computer, on my router. And also a very easy tip is to not have electrical equipment in the bedroom when you sleep. When you dream, when you rest, when you go into the spirit room, the Neptune, Pisces, the connection, leave the electrical disturbances. That's one tip. And also drink water. Coming back to Simon again. He drank water. I will drink water now. Water brings out the suppressed that we free. But also, water is a conductor. So water, or as if you drink wine, for example, that's also water, that it helps our electrical connection. It helps our connection with the source within. So that's also a hidden knowledge that is very important. So we need to drink a lot of water, much more than we do generally. And also in my house here, I live in the countryside in a very small house. I have a wood firework over there, only a couple of meters from me. I have a pot in the winter with boiling water as they had earlier. This gives humidity to the air. So the air is also connecting more with me, with helping with the electromagnetic connection with source. Isn't that great? I just loved it. I had it in my in the 80s also. And we are living in most are living in cities. It's far too dry, especially in the winter. It's not good for the body. Of course, we need to have as healthy food as possible. I'm also nearly vegan. I only eat butter, eggs, something. I'm from the fixed star Vega, and I think the food is very important, and it will come more locally, community with more natural food. That has to come or not. It's on its way. Electrical grounding. If you see an electrical circuit anywhere in your house, computer, etc., the electricity system, it has to be grounded. And we are electrical, so we have to be grounded. Otherwise, we can't ascend. So we have to have both our feet on the ground, be a lot in nature, and connect with Mother Earth spiritually and with the whole body, not only the mind. We need to bring our mind with us. And the mind is a blessed thing, but I was into this last time. The mind is also controlling us in a false way with this hormone freeing, this triggering, and we need to silence the mind to find by meditation, to find the connection within, with the body, with the heart, with the intuition, with the power in the chakras, in the solar plexus. And it is possible to observe yourself. That's a great technique from India, I think. To observe yourself, your emotions. And I was drowning in my Cancer emotions, especially when my progressed moon was there also. Now my progressed moon is in Virgo. That's very good. I love that, to be a little more detached. Linda, what's the time? I missed. Oh, it's so late. Okay.
We have about 20 minutes left.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I booked up. Can you bring up this? I think we jump to the Las Vegas, because that's interesting. The Las Vegas shooting. Yeah, this cataclysmic event happened on the 1st of October, 10:08 in Las Vegas. You all know about it. It was a shock for this world. And I got heavily emotionally in the state of compassion, of really, I'm so very emotional, so I can really, I need to stop myself not going too much into that. But this is much more than what it appears. And I wanted to show that with this chart. And also with, we have, of course, moon at the south node there. That's very karmatic, and karma, and old wounds coming up here. Chiron in opposition there to Mercury. And it's it's much more than we can imagine. What I feel and have learned these days since then, because the 1st of October, it's 10th month and the 1st. In numerology, we add those to 11 for this day. That's a master number. That's the first one. Then I checked on astro.com. The chart, I saw the sidereal time. That's the time from the fixed star point of view. And that time for this is 22/11/55. 22/11/55. And I have been seeing these numbers now for months. It's my perception. This 11, 22, 33, or 222. You know, some of you really know this. And it has a deep meaning. It's the angels, the archangels contacting us. So this event is an angelic event. It has both this cataclysmic, this three-dimensional, the mind controllers, it will be revealed, I believe, a lot of secrets also in this, but it has this alchemize, transmuting this wound that we have from this patriarchy, this war wound. And it has started such a great movement here. Hashtag Alchemize Vegas. And many people are meeting and awakening by this in Las Vegas and all over the world, and starting to really go into the light, to the love, and not give in for the fear that this awakes, and also to free, to get, when we get triggered, like I did by this, go into ourself and heal ourself and be freed by this event, to do that work. And I want to briefly read a little about these 22, 11, 55. If we start with the angel number 11, it's the master number. It's about spiritual awakening and enlightenment. It's a message from our angels to pay special attention to our thoughts and positive affirmation, optimistic attitude that will manifest. That's the bliss in the heart. That to connect the heart, mind, the body with the love, no matter what. And as I said, really no matter what. Rely, trust in ourselves, and accept we do mistakes. That's normal to do mistakes, but then we continue to go, not fall down, not be small anymore. Rely on ourselves, our own power, take our power back from those who manipulate and have had control over us for so many thousands of years. Angel number 11 is also about the inner wisdom. That's the Jupiter there in Libra. And the intuition, the moon. Angel number 22, it's life purpose and soul mission. That's also a master number. And it's a message that we should take a balanced, harmonious, and peaceful stance in all areas of our life to find the 0 point, the balance in every situation in our life. And I deliberately tries to make my astrology simple, because I believe in the simplicity. To really, when we complicate things, I believe we make it worse. That's not the truth. The truth are simple, plain, and straight. Yeah. But that's hard for us to accept. But we need to do that. We need to accept that. We are much more in power of ourselves than we just make a mess of it sometimes. But try to still yourself, try to balance yourself, try to find that Gemini alchemy, to find the 0 point in every opposition, in every challenge that we have. Take a deep breath, connect, etc., and try to make it simple. Life is in that way, in my experience. And angel number 22, it's also to successfully manifest our desired results. And it was this positive attitude. Number 55. It's time to let go of the old, that it's not longer positively serving you. And you need to keep a positive attitude. Okay. No coincidence at all. It's synchronicity all over the place. And be prepared for huge changes. Yeah. And if you add 5 and 5, you get 10. That's 1 in numerology. And my life path is 1. And that's about new beginnings, creations, independence, uniqueness, motivation, progress, pioneer, ambitions, life force, power. Real power from within with emotions, in connection, balance. You see, I'm really in for this because I've been hiding all my life and I have to end that. That's end of the business. Yeah, thank you for listening. And 1, we are creating our own realities. Yeah. So that was, I tried to alchemize this Las Vegas shooting to make it more understandable and to really, really alchemize, transmute this, because the earth in these places that this cataclysmic occurs, the earth needs healing in those places. That's the energy healing. So if anyone has any, is there time for any questions, Linda?
Yes, would you like to take some questions or go to the next slide?
What was the next slide? You see,
you.
That's my natal. There you can see my cancer, big stuff, 10th house cancer, and Mars in Capricorn. So I have to do my Mars more and more. And just now, my progressed Mars, as you can see, the green one down there, is at Galactic Center. So I'm in connection with the codes that comes from the Galactic Center to this Earth, and I'm embodying the masculine principle. I have had a great resistance for this in my life, to be masculine. Really, this feminine cancer has been a gift. It is a gift for me, but I need to be both. I need to be both feminine and masculine. We all need to be that androgyne inside to be able to be whole. So what's the time?
So we have about 10 minutes left.
Okay. But then if anyone has a question, I can take it or I can continue. It's up. We can keep this one up because you can see the Starseed Reading, the Sun at Aldebaran, and South Node at Sirius and North Node at Vega, fixed stars, etc. I have Starseed connections all over, and that's not very unusual because many of us souls have lived in many lifetimes in other star systems, and this quantum astrology gives such a opening to see that. And it's universe is around 13 billion years old, and it has been humans for some billion years, humanoids, and we are evolving now and here on Earth, and it's very important for the universe. The DNA upgrading that we are doing to free ourselves can free so many other planets in this universe. And the more you go into that, you see that it's a big picture that it's in some way very scary. So be careful, discern what you see. But also, when you go into the heart and the love, you can make the dark forces less important. This is my throat chakra. It's it's my fifth chakra. And I can share that also because it's it's a lineage here. My mother was cancer. She died in cancer here in the throat. Bless you, mother. Thank you. And I had this issue all my life, with my T-rays, etc., the interconnection between heaven and earth. And my daughter has a severe throat issue, Stella. So this is the healing we are doing in my family lineage to speak up. And also cancer, you know, the shell also of the cancer sign. And that shell, it's the cut between Cancer and Capricorn. And that's why we get cancer. That's why we get sick, because we get stuck in that suppressed emotional cancer part and not applying ourselves in the world in our own way, not connecting with the true alchemizing, because Capricorn is a magical sign. It's an alchemizer here on Earth. So we need to find that connection.
Okay, so any questions, anybody?
Yeah.
I just want to say I absolutely love how you pulled everything together. It is exactly the way I read, the way I work through any chart, and pulling that all together. So beautiful, Ivar. Thank you. Oh,
thank you very much. I'm rather new in doing it more and more, but I love it so much. So it's so wonderful. It's learning so much about myself. That's the really point for me. And then if I can hold space and help others, that's also very, very good.
Right. You learn about yourself, but then you learn to see others. Everybody is such a mirror. You get to see yourself reflected, and then you get to reflect them. It's so beautiful. It's such a sharing experience. Your heart just busts right open, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am a special being, as we all are. Yes. But I have to stand up for my emotional freedom that I have got from so much work. I have cried so much. It's a Pleiadian freedom to cry. Yeah. And it's so important for us men to reveal and to be able to cry. Yes. So thank you very much.
You help everybody else. Every single one of us who does this explosion of freedom of our own hearts does this for everybody else, and then they get to step that way as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. And just by doing it in ourselves, we free the energy fields for so many. Yeah. Thank you very much.
We can take some more questions.
That was wonderful. Thank you, Ivar. I was also wondering, a little bit side topic, but if you've read the book Bringers of the Dawn?
No, in fact, I haven't.
It talks about the Pleiades.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised you haven't read it.
I have a lot. I have my own memories and knowledge in me, and then I have now a really great library for my Starseed readings. And so, but I can check that one up there. But it's important to discern the information and really trust your heart and your own, what you and your soul wants to see, because there are also false information and so on. But it's mainly really fantastic information about the star seeds and Arcturus, for example, and other. Thank you very much. I can check that.
Thank you. Yeah, they talk about similar themes as you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
It's by Barbara McCarnick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bringers of the Dawn.
Yeah. If anyone wants just information, you can just contact me, mail me, and you can get some links, etc. If you want to. But it's also I will share some, but if you are going to search, you have to do it with your own soul. That's so important. So I can give a starseed reading, but it's so much work, so it's expensive. And still very cheap, but it's expensive, because one starseed reading takes for me 8 hours of work to do. But I can share some so that you can get into if you want to investigate. But then you have to use your own intuition, because then you find your own way in this. And many of you who listen are astrologers, so you will find that if you feel an urge to do it. Any more question? Do you have a good time in the EA Zoom meeting?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
still-
I have a
You-
question.
Lauren,
Yeah,
go ahead.
What is the actual meaning of a starseed?
the starseed, the definition is that you have a region, often many, from other star system, other times, and you're coming here on a mission to help assist Earth in the Ascension with vibrational knowledge, help, energy, aura, electricity, everything like that. It depends on what star system you are from. And there is a galactic federation of light that has a divine plan here on Earth. And I was, in fact, in a Swedish project 1988 where Saturn went over galactic center the last time. Now Saturn is also passing galactic center the last third this autumn now. And this is a big upgrade of our reality. And we are here to assist in that process. And most of the starseeds are still hidden. They are not unlocked. So they say Arcturians, they say it can be around 1 million Arcturians, but mainly of those are the crystal kids, are the new ones coming here. But of course we are not at all in majority on Earth, and there are also dark beings coming here in invasion to try to so be careful, discern what you are searching, what you're going on, so you don't end up in the astral plane. So,
Ivar,
yeah.
I had a dream last night. Well, it was a nightmare actually, and a dark being was pushing me down, and I was like, I finally got rid of him in my dream, and I woke up thinking, oh my God, haven't had a dream like that for a very long time. And so what do you think?
Yeah, they are all over the place just now, because they are desperate. They are losing the game. So they are trying all that they can to keep this system, and they are, especially if you give an opening to them with fear, etc. Not if you are in this heart, the connection, honesty, authenticity, you are protected. But if you, in some way, for example, the Las Vegas shooting happens to go into a trigger that makes you in fear they can come into your energy field. And you can protect yourself, take down the energy, take it down, ground yourself, and send out from your solar plexus your aura to protect yourself. You can imagine mirrors around a sphere to send it off. And be authentic and don't go to places. I don't say that you have done that, because it can be other reasons also. But it's really, the more you evolve into this, the more you realize how manipulated we are here. And that's a shock. You need to be evolved. You need to be in your heart chakra to manage to continue to stand up in this situation. So I'm glad that you freed yourself, Linda.
Oh yeah, very quickly. I mean, you know, it just disappeared, boom, like that, because I put into action some, you know, some self-defense, and it worked instantly. It was fantastic. But it was so strange that I haven't had an experience like that for a very long time. And so that really ties in with what you're saying. So thank you for that knowledge that you're sharing with us. And so actually now, Ivar, this brings us to the end of your meeting. So I want to thank you for a fantastic meeting, and we'll see you next time. And so thank you from all of us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ivar. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Fabulous.